नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति
Gaura Aarti
Rama
भक्ति सिद्धांत गोसा भगवान महाराज की जय, अनंत गुण वैष्णव की जय, रामाचार्य शारदा सागर की जय, ISKCON कौन राजा है कृष्ण की जय। चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त की जय, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम नाथ जीवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, मथुरा धाम की जय, नवदीप धाम की जय, मायापुर धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, भक्ति देव की जय, तुलसी माणी की जय, सत्य नगरी की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, समवेता भक्त की जय, वराह भक्ति महामोत्सव की, श्री श्री वराह आविर्भाव तिथि महामहोत्सव की, श्री श्री वराह देव आविर्भाव तिथि महामहोत्सव की। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, all was assembled devotees, all was assembled devotees, all was assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru Shri Gaura Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishwadaya Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारणे शिरोपाद की जय।
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, प्रहलाद नारदाई
Yes, yes, I'm with you. Yeah. Just sharing this video with other people. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. श्री श्री राधा गोविंद जी की जय। श्री श्री गणेशा की जय। श्री श्री वराह भगवान की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। So today is very auspicious day, very holy day. Today is Varaha Jayanti, known as Varaha Dwadasi. Yesterday we have observed Bhaimi Ekadashi, also known as Jaya Ekadashi. So, on the second day, which is Dwadashi, we have to break the fast to get the benefit of observing the Dwadashi. But at the same time, Varaha Dwadashi, we need to fast. So what we did was, we actually observed the fasting yesterday. We are supposed to fast until noon. I do not know how many of you observed that, how many of you were aware of that. We fasted yesterday for Varaha Dwadashi, and today, of course, we broke the fast because of the niyam. Ekadashi fasting has to be broken on the Dwadashi day. So we did that. So these are the three auspicious days: Ekadashi, Dwadashi, Varaha Dwadashi, and tomorrow is Trayodashi, Nityananda Trayodashi. Nityananda Prabhu, he is none other than Balaram himself. He appeared on the 13th day of Magha. I think that is the Shukla Paksha. He appeared. So tomorrow we are going to celebrate the Avirbhav Tithi, or appearance day of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So we have the lunch program, our usual Sunday feast program, and we also have in the evening, although normally we are closed on Sundays in the evening. Going forward, of course, when we get one more Pujari, we'll keep it open on Sundays too. But for now, actually, for a long time actually, we have not been, doing the Sunday evening, normally other temples, they do Sunday evening program. In our temple, we do the lunch program. So, evening time, of course, we give rest to the deities and also rest to our Pujari, once a week kind of thing. So, but tomorrow, because of the special date, Nityananda Prabhu's Avirbhav Tithi appearance day, we are going to keep the temple open and we will do the evening program tomorrow. So during the lunch time, we will have a short lecture to glorify Nityananda Prabhu, and then we will also do Abhishek. This Prabhu promised to bring the deities, glorified deities, right? Then we will put our deities also, and we will do the Abhishek lunch time. So what happens is, some people who come during the lunch time, they will not come back in the evening. Let me tell you, if you want to advance in ISKCON, Krishna consciousness, these are some of the days you must observe, whatever it is. Come rain, come hail, come whatever it is, you must observe. The days you have to observe are the Janmashtami, Gaura Purnima, Nityananda Avirbhav Tithi, Sri Ram Navami, you must observe. If you don't observe these days, my personal opinion is, it is of no use whatever you do in ISKCON. But if you don't show up for Gaura Purnima, it's very difficult for you to advance in Krishna consciousness. Unless, of course, you have some personal reason, you are not well or something, then of course you cannot do that. But you must mold your life in such a way you glorify Krishna on those important days. Actually, every Ekadashi you must glorify Krishna. Going forward, once this COVID nonsense is over, we will actually come on every Ekadashi day. Of course, if Ekadashi comes on working days, we will come at least in the evening and do a program like this. Do Gaura Aarti, glorify Krishna, Mahaprabhu. And then we'll also read the Bhagavad Gita. Every Ekadashi we must do that. We must do the Kirtan, Ekadashi Kirtan. So, today is the Varaha Dwadashi. So, let us glorify Lord Varaha. That is the third incarnation of Krishna in the Dashavatara. When we talk about Dashavatara, Krishna appeared many times, and he appears whenever he likes to appear. It's up to him. Sambhavami Atmamaya, Ajoti Sannadhi Atma, Bhutanam Vishwaropi San. Prakritim Samadhisthaya, Sambhavan Atmamaya. He appears out of his own internal potency. It is up to him what kind of form he takes, what kind of complexion he takes. It is up to him. So originally he appeared as a white boar. Some of us did not know he was white boar. Then he appeared again as a red boar. That is the incarnation we are going to talk about. Varaha in the Krita Yuga or Satya Yuga. So there is of course a long story here. It is from Srimad Bhagavatam, from the 3rd canto, and this is the 13th chapter. There is a beautiful description of Varahadeva's appearance and how he killed Hiranyaksha, demon Hiranyaksha. So it is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So when I complete my talk on the Varahadeva's appearance, I would like to read the last sloka in this chapter. It's a beautiful sloka. It's a prayer to Krishna. So I would like to read this for all your happiness, benefit. We'll do that. So let us discuss about Varahadeva. As I said, there is a long discussion here, but I want to simplify that. And this is based on Srila Prabhupada's lecture in Los Angeles on February 18, 1970. That's what Prabhupada talked about Varahadeva's appearance, the boar incarnation. Of course, there is nothing, holier than what Srila Prabhupada said. What he talks is absolute truth. Like Krishna is absolute truth, and he is pure devotee, the most pure devotee. And what he says is also absolute truth. So we'll be very fortunate, very blessed to hear from Srila Prabhupada. So let me tell you what he has told in Los Angeles on that day in 1970. Today is Varaha the auspicious appearance day of Lord Gauradev, boar incarnation. Then he chanted, Vasati Dashana Shikhare Dharani Tava Lagna Sheshini Kalanka Kale Vanimagna Keshava Dhrita Sukara Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. So this is the sloka Prabhupada mentioned. We are going to do Aarti to Varahadev and also Pushpanjali. I think we have some flowers. So all of you will be able to offer Pushpanjali to Varahadev. So that time we are going to sing this Dashavatara Stotra by Bhakta Jideva Goswami. So this is one of the stanzas that talks about the appearance of Varahadev. Sukara Rupam. Sukara means of course the great God. Vasati Dashana Shikhare Dharani Tavalagna Sheshini Kalanka Kale Vanimagna Keshava Dhrita Sukara Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a great boar, all glories to you, all glories to you, all glories to you. The earth, which had become immersed in the Garbhodaka ocean at the bottom of the universe, sits fixed upon the tip of your tusk like a spot upon the moon. Sheshini Kalanka Kaleva Nivadna. Sheshini means moon. So that is the meaning of this sloka. So Prabhupada said, today is the incarnation day of Lord Krishna's appearance as the world. He lifted the world when it was submerged within the water of the Garbhodaka ocean. The universe which we are seeing is only half. The other half is filled with water, and in that water, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is lying. So, one demon, Hiranyaksha, pushed this earthly planet within that water, and Lord Krishna delivered this earthly planet from water in the shape of a boat. So, that auspicious day is today, Varaha Dwadashi. This Varaha, boat or hawk, delivered this earthly planet by the tusk, and he kept the whole world on his tusk. We can just imagine how big he appeared, and the world at that time appeared just like the moon disk with some marks on it. So Keshava Drita Varaha Sharira. The poet says, the poet is of course Bhakti Jayadev Goswami. My dear Lord, you have appeared as the great boat, so let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So what happened? There are different stories. The story starts like this. Sanat Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sananda, Sanat Kumara. So there are four, they are the offspring of Lord Brahma. When Krishna created Lord Brahma, so he told Brahmaji to continue the creation. So Brahma created, these are known as Manasaputras. They came from his mind, Manasaputras. The four, sages, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sananda, Sanatkumara. But these four sages, very pious people, they didn't want to do anything with this creation, procreation, propagation. They didn't want all this. No, we pray to the Supreme Lord. We just want to pray to the Supreme Lord. They actually became a small voice kind of thing, just like a 5-year-old voice. They used to go around everywhere naked. There are some nice pictures actually. If you see, if you go to ISKCON Desire Creed or Krishna.com, you'll be able to see there are nice paintings. Of course, I have some small pictures here. So if you see them here, the small boys, they are fully naked. They are not wearing anything. So they were going everywhere like that. They were able to go into the spiritual world, spiritual realm. Vaikuntha planets, they were able to go. And so one day they went into the spiritual world. They wanted to go to that Vaikuntha to have darshan of Narayana, Mahavishnu, Krishna. So they were able to go. If you want to go to see Narayana, you have to pass through 7 gates. You have to go. So they went through all this. First one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one. They went. The last one, 7th gate, when they reached there were 2 very handsome in the Chaturbhuja form. They all look like Mahavishnu. Because in Vaikuntha, everybody looks like Vishnu in the Chaturbhuja form, like Krishna. So, those 2 are the chief gatekeepers of Narayana. They stopped them. Hey, you are naked, you are like this, how can you go? Narayana is actually resting with Mahalakshmi, and you cannot go inside like that. Then these boy sages, they were angry. They said, who are these people? In Vaikuntha, you should not encounter anybody with that kind of feelings. It doesn't make any difference. The body, the appearance, these things are all, it's only in the middle. These are not affected in the spiritual world. So those are the 2 gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. those two gatekeepers stopped. So they said, they cursed them. You should go to the material world and live there. So in the meantime, Krishna is very, very clever. He always comes over here in the time. Otherwise he doesn't show. After they have cursed them, they stop the eye. After they have cursed them, the Sanat Kumaras, then Krishna, Narayana came with Mahalakshmi. He came. Until that time, these Sanat Kumaras, they were thinking of Narayana as the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, effulgence like that. So they were like impersonalist kind of thing. The moment they saw him, not here, look up the other picture with Mahavishnu. In the same article, if you go to ISKCON Desire Tree, you just say the appearance of Varahadev, ISKCON Desire Tree. It will take you to that article, the one I am talking about. So, when they saw Krishna, Narayana, with that bluish black complexion, and so beautiful, so handsome, when they saw him, immediately, they became so devotional towards Krishna. It's like that. When you see, when Krishna comes and stands here, we forget everything. If you have made a plan, a long list, shopping list to make, if I see Krishna, and then ask him, give me $10 million. Number one. Number two, give me a big house. Number three, give me so many cars. Like that, you might have made a shopping list kind of thing. Dhruva Maharaj was thinking of that. Dhruva Maharaj, he was thinking that he's going to ask him so many things. He wanted to think of it. The moment he saw Krishna, Mahavishnu, he forgot his duty. Then he was just praying to him. That's what happens when you see him. Actually, as a Brahmana, as a sage, he just glorifies him. We chant, if you have knowledge, of course we chant all those Vedic mantras. So, like what can we chant as non-mortal beings? Maybe we can say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. If you know slightly better, we may say Namo Brahmane Devaya, O Brahmane Hitaya, Jagadhitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya, Namo Namo. You can say, see those boy sages, how they are. And that is, of course, when they saw him, they were so pleased. And, of course, they will be automatically liberated. The moment you see Krishna, they are automatically liberated. Then, Krishna, Mahavishnu, apologizes to them because he always wants to serve the Brahmanas. That is Krishna. Krishna always wants to serve them. And Brahmanas want to serve him. Right? So, he apologized on behalf of these gatekeepers to them, saying that, it is, of course, they have committed a mistake and it is my fault actually. And he said, yes, you have cursed them, these two. They have to go to the Guloka and become, they have to have 3 janmas, 3 births there, and then only they can come back. But he slightly modified that, although it is not mentioned in this Bhagavatam. He slightly modified, he said, they can either have 7 births and be my devotees, or 3 births be my enemies. And Jaya Vijaya said, Prabhu, we cannot stay away from you for such a long time. We would rather become your enemies and finish this fast after 3 births. We want to come back to you as soon as possible. Of course, this is all his lila, his pastime. Everything, the cursing of the Jaya Vijaya and the 3 births and all that, everything is Krishna's arrangement. Krishna does that.
What choices did he offer?
Either they can go have 7 births, 7 times, 7 births, and be devotees of Krishna.
That is better.
That is better, but it takes time, right? 7 births means it takes time. Okay? Those days the time span was much longer, not like here. We live only 100 years here. Okay, maybe 50 years, it depends. But those days it was much longer, lifespan was much longer. Like I tell you, another background, the Diti, Mata Diti, she kept in her womb these embryos for 100 years. Did not give birth to them yet. I'll tell you the story. So, they didn't want to spend so much time on this planet, Earth, Bhuloka. They wanted to go back to Krishna as soon as possible. That's why they chose to become his enemies. And then, of course, even if they are enemies, they are constantly remembering him. In a different way, like Kamsa always thought of Krishna. And Hiranyakashipu always thought of Hari, Krishna. Hiranyaksha, same thing. So, of course, that is his arrangement. Also, Prabhupada explains that when the Supreme Lord wants to have some entertainment, he wants to fight with somebody, he cannot fight with anybody. Nobody can fight with him. He is unconquerable. So, he creates that kind of pastime. So, he made this Jaya Vijaya go to the Bhuloka and become the demons, and then, of course, he fought with them and he killed them and he liberated them. Okay? So, that's how it was. So, then, of course, these two were cursed and they chose to, become the enemies of Mahavishnu, and they came to Bhuloka. So, where are they going? So, at the same time, what's happening is, the Kashyapa Muni, he is the son of Marichi. Of course, this is the creation, how it was happening. Okay? Daksha Prajapati, he had many daughters, I think 70 daughters. So he gave his daughters, 13 of his daughters to Kashyapa Muni. Aditi, Diti, and some more. And one of his daughters, Sati, Daksha Prajapati's daughter, who did she marry? So, Sati, Mata Sati, she married Shiva, Lord Shiva. So, what happened was, when Kashyapa Muni was doing the tapasya, he was offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord in the evening time. So, the Diti, she wanted to have, the relationship with him so that she can get children. Okay? So, he said, no, this is not the proper time. Actually, this is the time Shivji will be going around with those ghosts. And then, of course, those ghosts will enter your womb, and then, of course, your progeny, your santan, your children will be very bad people. You should not, this is not the right time. You will be surprised. There is a ceremony for that. That is, if you want to have a nice child, there is a time and place kind of thing. Okay? So, anyways, but she insisted. So, that's why, of course, we have to yield to her request. So, then what happened? But of course, that's the time these two Jaya Vijaya entered her home. At that time. Okay? So, then Kashyapa Muni told her, because you did this during this inappropriate time, that is improper, not the auspicious time, inauspicious time, so your santan, your children, your sons, you will have two sons, they will be very, very bad. They are like demons. They will become demons. Okay? So, the Jaya and Vijaya, so the Hiranyakashipu was conceived first, because there are twins, right? Two of them. And Hiranyaksha was conceived later. But Hiranyaksha was born first. So Hiranyaksha is Jaya. Jaya was named Hiranyaksha. And Hiranyakashipu was born later, although he was first conceived. That's why Hiranyakashipu was considered to be the elder brother. Because when you have twins, sometimes you know who is the elder, who is the younger. But we don't get confused. But that was the Shastra. Hiranyakashipu is considered to be the elder brother. Hiranyaksha, although he was born first, but Hiranyakashipu was conceived first. That's why Hiranyakashipu was considered elder brother. Hiranyaksha was considered the younger brother. And Jaya was born first, so he was named Hiranyaksha. Vijaya was born later, who was named Hiranyakashipu. So both of them prayed to Lord Brahma and they got special boons from Lord Brahma. So when they got those boons, they became almost, nobody can, defeat them. They became so powerful. So they were troubling everyone. The demigods, sages, brahmanas, they were troubling everybody, that's what they were doing. And it so happened when Brahmaji was busy with the creation, then because of the sin accumulated at that time, because of the demons, then earth got inundated into the Garbhodaka ocean. So that's what he said, Garbhodaka ocean. Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu, Mahavishnu, Krishna, he takes different forms. Kshirodaka Shai Vishnu, Karanodaka Shai Vishnu, Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu, Mahavishnu, he takes different expansions Krishna has. So the earth fell into the, actually, as Prabhupada said here, the earth was pushed into the Garbhodaka ocean. It was pushed into the bottom of it. So that is when actually, so when that happened, they were all praying they actually went to Lord Brahma and asked him, you see, these demons are troubling us so much. So what to do? What is the upaya bataiye? What can we do? Then Brahmaji said, of course, Supreme Lord has to protect you. He will come. And when this was happening, from his nostril, there is a small boar tail from his nose. The nostril. Brahmaji. They say it was just, maybe as big as a thumb kind of, smaller than this. And once he came, he grew into a very gigantic boar, big boar. He grew into that. And then he made a big noise. The whole world was trembling. Then he dived into that Garbhodaka ocean. He dived. And then he found out the earth, where the earth was, on the bottom of that Garbhodaka ocean. Then he lifted that earth. When he was lifting that, in the meantime, Hiranyaksha he wanted to fight with Vishnu. That's what he was doing. He was searching for Vishnu. Where is Vishnu? I want to fight with him. And he met Narada Maharshi. Narada Maharshi told him, see, he has taken the incarnation of Hiranyaksha, of Varaha, so you will be able to go and fight with him. So, when Krishna, in the form of Lord Varaha, was keeping the earth, bringing the earth up on his tusks, like you can see the tusk and the globe kind of earth he is carrying in the picture. So, at the time this Hiranyaksha was, kind of taunting him, asking to fight with him. Then what did Krishna do in the Varaha form? He left the earth on the water, made it float, and he gave the energy to the earth. Earth was floating. Then of course there was a fight between Hiranyaksha and the Varaha. Okay? They were fighting with the nails, and so that fight was going on. There is a lot of description in the Srimad Bhagavatam about that fight, how it was going on. Because that is his Leela. Why does he have to fight? He just kill him just like that. But he wants to do that pastime like that. And then of course ultimately he killed him. So that is of course purpose of the Varaha Avatar is that to kill Hiranyaksha and protect the earth. So that's how the Lord Varaha he liberated all the demigods and the sages and all the brahmanas from the wrath of these Rakshasa. Now, in the month of May, we are going to celebrate the appearance of Lord Narasimha. That time, of course, we will discuss about how Krishna, in the form of Lord Narasimha, killed, Hiranyakashipu. We will discuss that in the month of May. Okay? So now, let me read this last sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhu, third canto, and this is the 13th chapter and go to the last sloka, if you can. Yes, go to the 13th chapter. And this is 50th sloka, the last sloka. Go down on the way. Okay. So that's 50th sloka. This is the last sloka. Kodam loke purushant sarave pura kathanam bhagavat katha sudham apiya karnanjali bhir bhavapaham aho virajeta vida naretaram. So this is the sloka. So if you read the words, meaning of the word for this sloka, kaha means who. This word ko, you will come across this word in Valmiki Ramayana also. When Ramnavami is coming, I will tell you from Valmiki Ramayana some of those slokas. Very first slokas we will discuss. Kaha means who, nama indeed, loke in the word, purushartha, goal of life, saravit, one who knows the essence of, sara, sar in Hindi mein, like Gita sar, Bhavat sar, like that. Saravit, one who knows the essence of, pura kathanam, of all past histories, Purana katha, Bhagavat, regarding the personality of Godhead, Katha Sudha, the nectar of the narrations about the personality of Godhead. Apiya by drinking. Apaha means water. Apiya means by drinking. Karna Anjali Bhihi, by oral reception. Karna means ears actually. So if you hear that, Bhava Apaham, that which kills all material things. Aho means alas. Virajeta, could refuse, vina, except nara itaram, naretaram, other than the human being. Okay, so the translation by His Divinity is A.C. Who, other than one who is not a human being, can exist in this world and not be interested in the ultimate goal of life? Who can refuse the nectar of narrations about the personality of Godhead's activities, which by itself can deliver one from all material things? Or put by this, the narration of the activities of the personality of Godhead is like a constant flow of nectar. No one can refuse to drink such a nectar except one who is not a human being. Devotional service to the Lord is the highest goal of life for every human being. And such a devotional service begins by hearing about the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Only an animal or a man who is almost an animal in behavior can refuse to take an interest in hearing the transcendental message of the Lord. There are many books of stories and histories in the world, but except for the histories or narrations on the topics of the personality of Godhead, none are capable of diminishing the burden of material things. Therefore, one who is serious about eliminating material existence must chant and hear of the traditional of the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Otherwise, one must be compared to the non-humans. So that becomes like non-humans means like a demon, Rakshasa. So, Namam Dushkritano Mudhaha, Prapadyante Narakamaha, Maya Apahruta Gnana, Asuram Bhavamashitaha. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, 4 types of people do not pray to me. Those who commit heinous activities, bad deeds, Dushkritinaha. Those who commit bad deeds, Mudhaha, fools, who do not know what is good, what is bad, Mudha, fools. Then Naradhama, the worst kind of people among men. So Naradhama, Adhama means worse. Nara means of course among mankind, among people. And Maya Apahurta Gnana. So those who have lost their knowledge because of the illusion, what we think in this material world, what we see, we think that is real. That is the one, actually we should have. All the material comforts we have enjoyed, that illusion, we think that is what is meant for us. That's the only thing meant for us. Maya apaprata grahana asuram bhavashtaha. So we have taken the demonic tendency, demonic attitude, demonic behavior. That's what happens. Okay? So such people, of course, they cannot relish the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Whereas pure devotees, like Sri Rupa, and if you want to become nice devotees, that's what we should do. We should be able to glorify Krishna, talk about his different incarnations. Like today, we talked about the appearance of Lord Gaura, and this pastime, what he created. Of course, Bhagavatam is full of all these pastimes. If you can read Bhagavatam, your life will be very, very beneficial. So, Varahadev Bhagavan ki Sri Varahadev Adbhautidi Mahamatsav ki. So, does anybody want to ask anything? Any question on whatever?
Is there any specific reason why Lord chose to come in this form?
In this form? Yeah. Because he was trying to sniff the ground and see where the earth is hidden. Earth is kept in the bottom of the ocean. So the normal tendency of a Varaha, a cow, or a pig, sometimes called pig, but we don't say pig when we're talking about Krishna. Prabhupada did not use such a word. Of course, he said how, boar, because they have a tendency, they smell the ground, they know what is there. That's why he took that form. There is a reason for it. It's a good question to ask me. Why did he take the avatar of Matsya? Why did he become like a fish? Why did he become like a tortoise? Why did he become like a boar? Or why did he become like a dwarf boy? Or Nrsimha, a half man, half lion? There is a reason for that. What he does, so there is a scientific explanation kind of what Krishna does. Everything is arranged nicely. That's what he does. So he took that form for a particular reason. Okay? Why he doesn't have to take that kind of form. He can just come with his usual Chaturbuja form and send his Sudarshan Chakra and then kill the Hiranyaksha. Just he finished it in no time. Like I keep saying, in Krishna's hand, even a piece of grass becomes a weapon. Shankar Bundanda ki Chakti, Chanda Dhanva Gatadara, Radhakupanakshokya, Sarvapranayadaha, Sarvapranayadhavanamaiti. Remember this sloka from Krishna? Shankha, Brut, Nandaki, Chakri, Changa, Chandhanva, Radhadhara. Krishna, and of course, if you see him, he has Shankha, he has Chakra, then he has the Padma, then he also has the Khadga, the sword, but you don't see that here. But he is holding the mace, Gada, Shankha Chakra, Shankha Bundandaki Chakri, Shanga Dhanva. Shanga means actually that's the Dhanush. Then Gadadharaha, that is the Gada. Radhangapani Rakshobhyaha. Radhangapani, what is this Radhangapani? He became the driver of Arjuna. He was holding the reins of the horses, he was holding them. Radhangapani Rakshobhyaha. Radhangapani, there's another meaning for that. Radha Anga means part. Like you say, Siddhi ko bhi Anga bolte hain. Anga bolte. It means part of that. That is, he took the wheel of the chariot And he gifted that, and that becomes, it is like a weapon in his hand. Whatever he tells, it is a weapon. There's story behind that. In Bhagavatam, it is there. Bhishma, Pitamaha, wanted to see him in the battlefield with a weapon. Only then, of course, otherwise he was thinking, tomorrow I'm going to kill Arjuna, I'm going to kill all the Pandavas. Because Duryodhana was taunting him. Duryodhana was saying, you love Pandavas so much, you don't kill them. You are such a great archer, you can kill them easily. Why are you not killing them? Your grandsons like Bhishma, Pitamaha. So, then what did Bhishma do? The next day, that evening, of course, they used to fight from sunrise to sunset, and then they used to take rest in the night. They continue the fight next day. So he was thinking, tomorrow I'm going to kill Arjuna unless Krishna comes himself. And Krishna knows everything. He is Antaryami. He knows what you are thinking, what he is thinking, what I am thinking. Krishna knows everybody's thoughts. You don't have to tell him. We think Krishna, बुद्धू ऐसे खड़ा है, वो उसको कुछ पता नहीं है. हम लोग ऐसे समझते हैं. We think he is just an idiot, just standing there. He doesn't see anything, he doesn't know anything. He knows everything. He is the supreme Lord. Some people commit some stupid deeds. They commit thinking, oh, Krishna is not seeing. I'm doing. Nobody knows. He knows everything. He is Antaryami. So he knew that Bhishma is doing this. So next day morning, when the battle was going on, then Bhishma, as he promised Duryodhana, was shooting arrows one after the other. So many arrows he was shooting at Arjuna. Arjuna got hot. He actually घायल हो गया. So he was hurt and he was bleeding. And Krishna said, "Oh, what's happening here?" But he knows that Bhishma was thinking unless Krishna comes to the battlefield. So immediately he jumped from that path. He jumped. Then he took that wheel, and with that wheel, he was jumping towards Bhishma as if he is going to kill him. He wants to kill Bhishma. Of course, it doesn't take him even a second to kill him. But he will not kill Bhishma. Bhishma is his devotee, great devotee of Krishna. Bhishma is such a great devotee. Unfortunately, because of his Kshatriya, dharma and his promises he made to protect the Hastinapur Simhasan, the throne of Hastinapur, he was on the bad side, on the Duryodhana. So that is the one, Radhangapani. Radhangapani means he has the Rath का एक भाग जो है, वो हिस्सा जो है, उसको भगवान के हाथ में Radhangapani means, of course, he is holding that. So this is the sloka, the prayer we do, Vishnu Sahasranama. I think this is the almost last book. Shaikha Bhandanda is the Kri, Shanga Dhanva, Radharha, Radhangapani Rukshopya, Sarvaprayadha, Sarvaprayadha, Sarvaprayadha. A beautiful chant, Vishnu Sahasranama. I do that chant here actually. I should do that. Prabhuji was asking me. Every Sunday, when I come here, I used to come at 9:30 and chant the Vishnu Sahasranama, Brahma Samhita, Shikshastaka. Then I used to read Bhagavad Gita from 9:30 to 10:30 also. 10:30 we do the Yoga. So I used to chant it. Or maybe when this COVID is gone, I will come again. If you are interested, you can join the chant that when I first came to this temple, that's what I was doing. The previous person noticed me. Who is this fellow? He's sitting and chanting Vishnu Sahasranama. He's praying like this. Then he came to me and said, Prabhu, what is your name? Where are you from? He started asking me questions when I first came to this temple. So, the Vishnu Sahasranama is a beautiful prayer to Krishna. It says 1,000 names, but there are lots of names for Krishna, not just 1,000 names. Millions of names. That's what Krishna is. Okay. So anything else, Prabhu? Why did he take that form? That's because of this. So that's a logical way of doing things. That's how Krishna does. Any other question, Prabhu?
Why Chatush Kumar, they are like this, they are believing that in Brahman, like in impersonal form.
Yes.
Even they were able to go into Vaikuntha directly, like they did not ask anybody to go into Vaikuntha, so they had that knowledge to go there. But why they were believing is like impersonal.
Yes. Because when Brahmaji created them, okay, so from that they were thinking of the God, Supreme God, as an impersonal Brahma Jyoti. That's what they were thinking. They were praying to him like that. Okay. So that impersonalist attitude that got changed when they had the darshan of Mahavishnu. So that's what is explained in Bhagavatam. So that's how it is. However, they are very advanced sages, very great devotees. But it depends. Sometimes some people pray, like Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhavaran Sabdyate. So, Vadanti Tat Tattvavidas Tattvam, Yajnanam Advayam. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhavaran Sabdyate. So, all these grannies, they know. Some of them, they pray to him, as Brahma, Supreme Brahma. Some people pray to him as Paramatma. Then some people pray to him as Bhagavan. Bhagavan Shabdate. So, that Bhagavan is the one which, of course, Vaishnavas are, they are required to think of him as Bhagavan and pray to him. So, but there are different ways of praying to him. You can pray to him as an impersonal Brahma, Supreme Brahma. You can pray to him like that also. But Krishna himself said, this Prabhu asked me that question also, the 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga, in Bhagavad Gita, when you read that, there he explains to Arjuna that of course you can pray to me that way also. But of course, it's much easier for you to pray to me in the personal form, like Shyamsundara form. So when we imagine him in the Shyamsundara form, in that beautiful threefold form, all the bent like that, he never stands straight. He always makes it like that. He always stands like that. Because in the dancing pose, so Natuvara Nanda Bhajore Manadunda. So he always stands like that. Varaha Pidam Natuvara Pohu Karnayoha Kandikaram Vibradvasa Kanaka Kapisham. Today he is wearing Kanaka Kapisham. He must be very happy today. Did you show him the mirror in the morning? He must be very happy today. He is wearing Kanaka Kapisham, very yellow garment. Kanaka means gold, golden yellow garment. That he likes that very much. He always says that Kanaka Kapisham. See, in that picture also we put yellow garment, yellow dhoti. That when he appeared to his mother Devaki and Vasudeva in the prison cell, he appeared like that. Vibradvasa Kanaka Kapisham Vajayanti Chamala. That's a very beautiful he had. So these are two slokas that we used to see. That's how I got attracted to it. That Bhagavata, Guru Krishna Shastri used to come to that temple, Aarti Mandir. He used to say, Varaha Pidam Natoravapuhu Karnayoha Kandikaram Vibradvasaha Kanakakabisham Vajayanti Chamalam Radha Venur Adhara Sudhaya Purayan Gopavundar Mundaranyam Papadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirtihi. When he used to enter the Vrindavana forest, all the Gopa boys who were with him used to sing his glories. They were so fortunate to be able to do that. That's what I said. When you see Krishna, if Krishna comes and stands here, first of all, we cannot see him. With this eyes, we cannot see him. But suppose he gives you the ability to see him, of course, he gives you transcendental eyes. The pure devotees, he gives transcendental eyes. If you are able to see him with your transcendental eyes, with the loving devotion, then of course, what do? You just pray to him, blow him in, that's all. Don't ask him for anything. You cannot even ask, because the material contamination will be gone immediately. Then only Krishna comes and gives you the darshan. He is not going to give darshan to people who are materially contaminated. He is not going to do that. That contamination has to go, which he will go if you do Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Seva. Then that contamination will go. And of course, Krishna will appear to you. And then when he stands in front of you, of course you'll be able to see him. He gives you that vision to see him. Then of course you'll just pray to him. All the sages, what they do, when they see him, they just pray to him. Just go ahead by chanting the Vedic chants. They do. That's what they did. When he appeared as the great boar, all the sages were chanting, from all the Vedic mantras they were chanting. Like Swasti mantras, we say. So we chant, like Om Swasti, So we chant the Swasti mantras. That's what one should do. So that's how it is. So why some people pray to him as impersonal Brahman? It is possible. Some people do that. But Shankaracharya was doing it.
Shankaracharya was doing different things to different people.
Yeah.
He gave the knowledge of different level of
Yeah.
people in a different way. He also said Bhajagovinda.
Yeah. Yeah, of
The
course.
people who knew the knowledge at least, then he told them to Bhajagovinda.
Yeah.
The people who are believing in not in the Vedas, he was telling them that Aham Brahmasmi. But yeah.
Yeah.
So another thing is, can we say that the person who is believing in Brahman directly, he doesn't have knowledge of personal form, or
They have the
he's
knowledge.
denying the.
They have the knowledge. One thing is that's a difficult part. It's a difficult part. They have the knowledge. Okay. But they also understand that this supreme Brahman, this effulgence is everything. That is the power from everything came. They also understand that.
Yes, because
Yeah. Yeah. It's not that those people are dumb people, no.
no, but I'm just saying that denying the existence of personal Brahman,
Yeah.
personal Brahman,
Yeah.
that means Bhagavan.
Yeah. Yeah. But you see, that's a difficult path to go that way. It's a difficult path, but some people take that path, But the easiest path is, of course, to pray to him in the Shamsundara form. That will be the easiest path. Also, Krishna himself tells Arjuna, what you are seeing today, after he showed him the cosmic form in the battlefield, he told him that cosmic form itself is very difficult for people to see. Very, very difficult. He has not given that darshan to many people. Cosmic form. Then he said, this two-handed form, because Arjuna was so scared when he saw him in that universal form. Vishwavirat Swarup. He was so scared. Then Krishna became from the Vishwavirat Swarup, he became Chaturbhuja form. From Chaturbhuja form, he became the Shamsundara, two-handed form. So that is the form Arjuna felt very comfortable to see. But he was even scared to see even the Chaturbhuja form. But all Devi Devatas, all the demigods, they can see him only in the Chaturbhuja form. They cannot see him in the two-handed Shamsundara form. They cannot see him.
So even like when Brahma Lila happened,
Brahmaji, when he came to the earth to see him, then of course he saw Krishna in that playing with his friends, Gopa friends. But then he had a illusion. Okay, so he lost his mind. Then of course he tried to hide all those Gopa boys and the cows. He tried to hide them because Krishna, when he was a boy, I think under 7 years old, he was not allowed to take the cows. He was allowed to take only the calves. So that's why Gopastami comes, we observe Gopastami, then he became of the age, 7 years. Then he was allowed to take the cows afterwards. You may be wondering, he is the supreme God. Who is this? Nobody can know him to take the cows or cows. But of course, he gave that status to his father and all those cowherd men. He gave them that to treat him like that, to treat him that way.
So this is one question. Sanjaya, when he was narrating everything that was happening on the battlefield, was he able to see the form that Krishna was showing to Arjuna?
Yes, he was able to see that. He was describing that, right? He was describing that to the Rashtra. He was able to see that. Yeah. Because he was given that boon by Vedavyas Maharishi. Yeah. Who is of course an expression of Krishna. Yeah. So not only that, he also showed his universal form in the royal court, and they were trying to imprison him when he came as an arbitrator, to make a bargain. He didn't want to do any bargain actually. He came just to do some due diligence kind of thing. He came. Then these fellows were trying to imprison him, tie him up kind of thing. Then he grew enormously, then nobody could see him, So that time, of course, the story says that Bhishma Pitamaha was able to see him, Bhishma Pitamaha, because of his devotion to Krishna. So everybody cannot see him in that form. So, but Sanjaya was narrating the battle, what was happening in the battlefield. Then, of course, he was saying all these things. So, Sanjaya was able to see that because he was narrating it. Okay, I think, so can we take that enough? Who was representative to Aarti? Aarti is ready for Aarti? Yeah. And then Pushpanjali ke liye phool hai? Yeah, flowers. Flower petals. Bring some flowers. We don't need names. There are only few people here.
मेरा भी तो भी सेम ही हुआ उनके वाला कि
Sorry for me, if you want to
देखो
No, push it.
वही था सेम क्वेश्चन वही था प्रभु जी कि जैसे कि अगर इम्पर्सन अगर आपने बोला कि सनक सनंदन सनातन सनक कुमार ये सबको थे कि वो इम्पर्सनल है तो अगर वो इम्पर्सनल है तो वो देखने किसको गए हैं वहाँ पे जो वो है इम्पर्सनल है तो उनको ज्योति देखनी है तो एक जगह बैठ के दिन में भी देख सकते हैं पर आपने बोला वो परम वैष्णव है तो वो देखने वहाँ कैसे उनकी इतनी चेतना इतनी समझ कहाँ से आ रही है कि वहीं जाना है वहीं पे दर्शन मिलेगा
हाँ पता था कि वैकुंठ जाएंगे नारायण का दर्शन मिलेगा इसलिए अब वो नारायण की देखने के लिए गए जब भगवान को देखा then of course then the all that the impersonal that activity was changed. Yeah. So then, that's what happened in this side. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, there is also a story behind why they became those boys like that. There is a story behind that. Okay? So that's another thing we can discuss some other time.
No, Bhagavatam 3.15.42.
Yeah. The third canto has about yes. Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you. You are reading Bhagavatam. That's very, very nice. Tomorrow we'll sing some bhajans. I don't know. Tomorrow we'll start at 10:30 as usual, and then we'll do after the main Aarti. We'll talk about Nityananda Prabhu. We'll also sing some of the bhajans here. I have so this is the bhajan. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti